so we are back with lesson 8, and just as a reminder, we did these beautiful drawings yesterday of our rows, and those of you at home can follow along with our rows here, or you can find a flower of your own. But if you find one of your own, make sure you put it on a piece of white paper and put a line around the outside edge, just like we did, so that you can really follow along or transcribe what you see on your own rectangle. And we didn't use any kind of ruler or anything like that. So today, Georgia,
yes,
we're going to learn about value and how to make value with your pencil. Now, you have a darker pencil than I have. I have a 2B school pencil and an eraser, and what do you have?
I have a 6B.
Can you show them?
A 6B sketching pencil.
Okay, so it's pretty dark. So what we're going to do is to make, what we see here with this rose, we see lots of different values, probably like dark, dark, dark to really, really light, and all sorts of grays in between. And what we want to do is we want to simplify what we see. So we're going to look for a middle tone. So I'm going to press my pencil kind of with a little bit of pressure, but not too dark, just to see what my middle tone would be. Good. And then I'm going to go a little bit lighter, like this. Good job. And then I have white. And then I'm going to go a little bit darker. So I'm going to press a little bit harder. That's called a value scale, yeah.
Or should this one be
So
light?
this
No,
is my
it's-
dark. This is my dark middle, my light middle, and my white. So dark, dark middle,
Nope, not a
DM,
light, middle, and white.
yeah, I just want to see if you're
I'm in. Don't
You're
worry.
in,
I was
okay. Okay, all right, so we're gonna try to get our light middle first, okay? So we're gonna color in everything that is light middle and darker, but we're not gonna go that dark yet. So I'm gonna color in most of my, and I'm
Wait,
gonna,
how do you know what's dark and what's light?
well, I know that this paper is lighter
It's white.
than this.
Okay.
But I think on my rows, there are parts of my rows which I'm gonna have to use as white because they're the highlight. But this is darker. It's not black, but it's lighter or it's darker than this on the top. Okay. So I know that back here is darker. So I'm gonna do a little bit of my light middle color. This is darker. And I know that this is darker. So I'm just going to kind of go very lightly and color in everything that I think is light middle to dark, but I'm not going to press hard. What?
Nothing.
You're doing a good job. Just follow your, make your lines kind of go in one direction a little bit, and that way you can kind of control the value as opposed to going like squiggle, squiggle. Just make it go in one direction. I know this is really dark. See how I turned my pencil too? And I know the shadow is super dark.
I just realized this kind of follows. I messed up on.
I
my
messed
shape a
up on
little bit.
mine too, but I'm just kind of going with it.
Okay.
I kind of messed up on mine. You can change it if you want to.
Can I?
Yeah, sure. That's what the eraser's for. And I think our light may have changed just a little bit.
Yeah. There we go. So is the green like dark? Like, yeah, okay, never mind.
So I'm going to show you a little trick. See how my shadow here is really dark? And this is light, so I'm going to come back in with my eraser and pull out the lighter areas. And that way that's really going to pop out, so my rose starts to really pop out there. So I'm pulling out my white areas. So you can see how, oh, very nice job. So is this the top right here?
Yeah, that little fold.
Yeah, so you can go back.
Sticky notes.
Oh my goodness. You can go back in and pull out the lighter lights with your eraser. And remember, what you're seeing is way more complicated than what we're actually going to draw, because we have to edit and kind of simplify what we see. So here's my rose. See how I'm making the rose there?
Yeah.
And so yours, you can pull that out a little bit, but that's looking pretty
But you
good.
can pull it out.
You can use your eraser to pull out the lightest parts. So the light goes right up to the dark. Yeah. See how that kind of, Now one thing you don't want to drag your hand over the drawing because it's going to smear it. So you want to make sure that you lift your wrist up a little bit when you're drawing. Now this is pretty complicated, so don't get frustrated if you don't get it right away. Georgia and I are sitting pretty close together. We're in a little bit tight quarters down here in the basement. So if you see us bump elbows, that's why.
Yep.
So this is the type of drawing, Georgia, that we could work on forever and ever and ever, because there's so many details, right?
Right.
So we just have to kind of get the ones that we can get. See, I'm using the side of my eraser to carve that back out. Good job. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I really like it.
Thank you.
So now with this leaf, I'm just going to kind of get this dark edge, and I might make it a little bit sketchier. And this comes in, it's much lighter on this side.
My sleeves are catching everything.
Aren't they? Can I hold it for you?
No, okay.
So as we work on this, see how I'm kind of going, and you are too, you're going through the whole thing, trying to find those light middles and the medium darks, and then we're gonna go for the darkest darks. So then you can kind of go back in and press really hard on your pencil. Now, one little tip I'll give you is if your pencil starts to appear shiny, like mine is appearing right now on the paper, see how that's kind of shiny, Georgia?
Yeah.
It's because I'm pressing as hard as the pencil will let me press, and that means I need to switch to a darker pencil if I had one. So if you don't have one, try not to press quite as hard as I'm pressing, because your pencil, there you go. Oh, okay, here we go. Because your pencil is just basically, like your paper will not accept any more of the graphite, which is why it's getting shiny like that. So if you can't switch to a darker pencil, you just have to go as dark as you can go and then stop. I'm pretty happy with this just as is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like yours. Now, if you have art supplies, these come in handy. Don't use your finger, because then to blend, because then the oil from your finger gets caught in the drawing. You want to use a tortillon, or you can roll a piece of paper up. So if I use this tortillon, I can kind of blend my drawing or blend my grays a little bit more. Would you like to try that?
Yeah, sure.
And then I can show you, if you don't have a tortillon, you can just simply roll a piece of paper up.
Should you just do one way?
No, you can do two ways. That's fine. So I'm just taking a little bit of paper, and you don't really need that much. Just kind of roll it. But it's important not to use your finger, because first of all, we're trying to stay very, very clean, and
if you touch your paper gets dirty.
yeah, and then if you touch your paper gets dirty. So you can just do this, and it does the same thing. So you just kind of take a piece of paper and roll it up, and do the best that you can with the materials that you have. It's a good life lesson anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this, my friends, and Georgia's still working on hers, is a value drawing. A value.
It's okay.
L-U-E. That means the lightness or the darkness of the form that you're looking at. So beautiful.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. It's very good. Now, if you want, can I show you one thing here? If you have a kneaded eraser, you can kind of twist it like this and get a clean spot. And that way, when you go in, you can get a really nice edge. Like that. Yay! Good job, Georgia. So you all at home, try this on your own. And we hope you have fun finding beauty around you like this rose, okay? So try to do a line drawing and then a value drawing. And we'll see you next time for lesson 9.